There's always a combination in the industry that logically you might think would work, but once actually formally together, just doesn't seem to, for whatever reason that may be. And the Airbus A380 alongside Qatar Airways often comes to mind as a perfect example of a pair that just doesn't seem optimal. Qatar Airways' CEO Akbar Al-Baker remains today one of the most outspoken executives in the industry. He isn't afraid of saying it how it is. Some people like that, and other people who keep a more reserved stance might not. But with the CEO being so outspoken, it gives us fantastic insight that maybe we don't get into other companies about just what their thoughts are, future plans, and much more. The A380 as such, for a considerable period, has been a target for the airline, who have outlined on a continued basis their distaste for such a plane that they believe was a mistake. However, they are part of a group of carriers, whether they like it or not, that was largely given no choice but to return the aircraft back to service, to meet the exceptional levels of demand that they saw that came back, I think we can all agree, far quicker than many had initially anticipated. These capacity-driven planes were primed and readied for service to help cope in a space where other high-capacity aircraft had many associated delays, and of course are just not at the height of the 380. With all that being said, in some pretty sizable news in recent weeks, the airline once more confirmed its plans to phase out the type again. Even as it returns to service, the company can never really keep it positively in headlines for long, announcing its intent to phase the type out. However, the eventual removal will actually be hitched on other aircraft deliveries from the European plane maker. Largely, I'm talking about the A350, which alongside the 777X series from Boeing will make up the core for their long-haul flying for decades to come. Unfortunately, as you may recall, Qatar Airways had a pretty recent scuffle with that very plane maker of the 350 over surface defects that went on for around an 18-month period. And yes, while according to the pair the relationship has been mended, the implication of this simply can't be ignored. And during that 18-month dispute, there was a suspension of deliveries to the customer. So the plans for deliveries have been thrown a tad out of whack, meaning that acquiring the wide-body and retiring the 380 as those A350s come in may be harder than initially expected. The general view at the moment, though, is that within 2 years, the A380s that have been reactivated will begin once more to be phased out, with 2025 being put forward as the year this will all take place. This would fall into the plan when more 350 arrivals do take place, and to add a bit of sweetness to the year, if you will, well, this is also when they'll begin welcoming the 777-9 if all goes according to plan. So 2025, when taking a look at the broader Qatar Airways fleet, is shaping up to be quite a sizable one. These densely configured aircraft are still not the A380, but it's what Qatar Airways deems adequate enough moving forward. You'll always have a few customers that do love the capacity of the 380, namely someone like Emirates, but there are other customers that believe these new generation twin-engine planes like the A350-1000 and the 777-9 with that extended capacity over, say, the Dash 900 or the smaller variant in their respective series are adequate for missions. What are your thoughts on Qatar Airways never really speaking all that highly of the 380? Do you blame them, or do you believe they've just got something against it? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks a lot for your support. Take care and be safe, and I'll see you next time.